All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, as we dive into some baseball talk here in the middle of football season, we get the chance here on IA Baseball and High and Tight to dive into a whole lot more. Again, this is the show that talks all about baseball from the high school ranks to the professional level. Glad you could join us. Again, I am Andrew Brown, host here as we go through this show, off-season, in-season, anywhere. So again, any thoughts on topics, more, anything you want to hear or debate, talk about, we'd love to hear about that. Drop us a comment. Hit us up, iabaseball1@gmail.com. Again, that's iabaseball1@gmail.com. All right. So iabaseball1@gmail.com right there. Great way to check us out. Also catch us on our socials. That includes Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or X, however you want to claim that. Great chance for you to catch up there. And again, upload all that we are doing. But again, we're having a cool conversation here as we always do. This conversation, ladies and gentlemen, involves a big event that is coming up here Friday. We've put it out there. It's been put out there. If you've been living under a rock, then maybe you haven't heard about it. But there is a game happening at the Field of Dreams movie site, and it is between NICC and Dubuque University of Dubuque. Those two baseball squads battling it out here on October 10th. So we get some baseball on top of Major League Playoff baseball, and it gives us that break. So if you're a baseball fanatic, college baseball is on tap for you, and we've got you covered. All 9 innings, we've got it covered from pregame to post right here. But we got to go ahead and dive into the players and the personnel and everybody who will make it possible, who will make this a great game and a great experience. One of those guys is the man who heads up the Cougar baseball program here in their first year of existence. We bring him on right here right now. Coach Klostermann joining us on the Insulites.com hotline. And Coach, hey, thanks again for joining us here. One, love the gear. Love how we're finally ready to see some NICC baseball.
Yeah, Andrew, thanks for having me on. And yeah, it's been a fun fall so far, and certainly looking forward to Friday.
So first and foremost, as we get ready for the first full season, I know that there's been a lot of work put in. I don't think people realize just truly the work that not only goes into the beginning of any season, you know that, but you have started a program here from scratch. What has been the work like to get you even just to this point, let alone what you have to do yet?
Yeah, I think there's certainly, been a lot of planning involved, and, the biggest piece was the recruitment of student athletes and filling out the roster. And so certainly wouldn't be in this position without a lot of help from my assistant coaches, with a lot of help from our athletic department in general. And so there's, other than me, been a lot of pieces to the puzzle to make this thing happen. And so extremely fortunate to have a good supporting cast to get this thing to come to fruition. But yeah, like I said, it's been going gangbusters this fall with practice, and we've had a few outside competition scrimmages as well. And the boys have been really working hard, and I'm excited to see, what we're able to put together on Friday.
And as we look forward to Friday, again, facing Dubuque, and again, a good program there. Coach Spain obviously brings a lot of great experience, and it's just a fun guy overall. But I got to ask too, as you get set here, and we're getting ready for another big event here, part of this. I got to ask first and foremost, how did this come to be? As we get set now, we know what's going to happen, but man, this isn't something that just came through overnight. I mean, this was a lot of planning, a lot of work into it. You and I had talked quite a bit ago, a long time ago, about an event like this. But for you, that this has been months in the making.
Yeah, I think it started with a conversation between our athletic director, Nick Weinmeister, and myself, probably not too far away from about a year ago, trying to plan out some pretty cool events that we could do to really capture some community engagement and really get people excited about NICC baseball and give them an opportunity and a really good platform to come see us play. And so, like I said, those conversations probably started not too long than a year ago, getting those things going. And then I have the benefit of being from Dyersville, and so I know a lot of people are interwoven within the Field of Dreams. You know, Keith Ray, Russ Bullabaugh, and Noah West, and many others. And so, early conversations, just talking to them first, seeing if it'd be a possibility, and they were more than excited to see how we could make this happen. And so we met with them earlier this spring to work out some logistics and just see what the dates were that were available and what the possibilities would be. And then one of my first calls was to Dan Spain at University of Dubuque to see if he'd be interested in playing, and certainly he was ready to rock and on board from the get-go. And so I think it'll be a tremendous event for all the baseball supporters and people that are just quite frankly looking for a good, college athletics programs too, guys, going at it, seeing what we can make of it. And so I think a lot of people in the community are really excited, and we're just eager to get in front of as many fans as possible and show what we're able to do.
Yeah, and for you, what does it mean for you to get to this point? I mean, you've been around the game your entire life. You've coached it, you've played it, you've done just about everything you can in this game here. What does it mean to have a game like this in, again, where you grew up, in one of the most iconic places in baseball? What does it mean for you to have gotten to this point and to be able to do this just personally for you?
Yeah, it's pretty special for sure, and I think it's even more magnified, it being, our first year as a program. But have such a prominent venue in my hometown, and being able to bring all of our players who come from all different walks of life in all areas, and probably many that have never been out there before, and captured
Right.
kind of the lack of better word that the Field of Dreams has to provide. It's going to be an amazing evening. So yeah, it means the world, and definitely looking forward to getting to play catch with my dad after the game. That's one of the things I'm most excited about. And so yeah, it'll definitely be an awesome event for sure.
Yeah, and speaking about the event, for people out there that may be on the teetering point, there is a lot that goes into this. Of course, if you head onto social media, you'll find a lot of the reminders from us, from NICC, from University of Dubuque, a lot of about there. It's tailgating. There's opportunities for you to get involved with doing a lot of things. And of course, there's a lot of fun things that will be happening. You can't come to the Field of Dreams without certain things happening, right? That people are expecting you guys are going to deliver on. Talk to us a little bit here. Start with tailgating. And then as we go through, what else can fans expect to see once they get there, and what could draw them in? What's one of the many cool things that we'll be seeing here?
Yeah, so we'll have a tailgate that'll start at 3 o'clock, and that'll run up to the first pitch at 5 o'clock. And bring your own drinks, your own food. There'll be games and face painting for the young kids, and a lot of different events being involved. And that's for all parties involved, for
Yep.
University of Dubuque, and ICC fans, and everybody. So hopefully as many people as possible will show up to that tailgate and show your school spirit during that. Before the game, both teams will walk out of the corn as well, and so that'll kind of capture the magic of the recreate some of the movie scenes as well. And so that'll be fun for the fans to take in. And then throughout the game, we'll have some t-shirt giveaways and different things like that. We'll have the ceremonial seventh inning stretch as well. But for the most part, once the clock hits, it's playing ball. And so grab a beverage dugout there on the Field of Dreams movie site, and enjoy some baseball and just kick back and relax for a little bit. So it should be a good evening.
And of course, you can bring your dad, have a catch. Always in that kind of an atmosphere, it's just always good to play catch anyway. But man, everything that's going on there, again, from when you get there, tailgating all the way through, it just couldn't be any better. And again, I urge everybody, just like Coach said, just get out there. It's going to be a great time for everybody involved there as well. But one of the things too, as we take a look at this, one of the things I also wanted to ask you here, Coach, is I've I've always found it interesting. I love how they have padding out there, but those telephone poles, I gotta ask, in like in right field and a little bit in left, right? I mean, you still have to contend with that a little bit, and then the fact that there is no fence. Is there a conversation had about how you navigate that? How do you, how have you had a conversation about navigating those obstacles? What that means, what that's like for the players? Because I know that it's not a normal venue. It is the Field of Dreams movie site. What are those conversations? Have you had those conversations?
Yeah, I think over the last, several years, the Field of Dreams has had significantly more tournaments and things going out there where they're playing, meaningful baseball on that field. And so they actually there used to be back in the day, there used to be power lines that would run across the field.
Yep.
Those are now underground, and so those aren't interfering with the field of play. They will have netting, to protect, the
Yep.
spectators for the most throughout the whole area. And so, yeah, it's, obviously we're out there to play, but it's also, a great experience for everybody involved. And so, if any of those things with the field come in play, you just move on from it and continue doing your thing. Both teams, I think, are just so excited to get out there and show what they can do. So hopefully, some of those things don't interfere too much with the overall play. But talking to Russ Bullaball and Noah West, they do a tremendous job, organizing the event, and I can't say enough about how much attention to detail they've had to
Mhm.
really make this a huge event for us. And so, nonetheless, they'll take care of us without a doubt.
Yeah, yeah, and of course, it's going to be a big moment for whoever might leave the yard. Of course, big moment anywhere. To get a hit on the Field of Dreams is something that you'll take a while. It'll take away, and again, you mentioned it. This being a real connection piece. Not just to the history of baseball, but getting people out and getting people excited, just about baseball right now. I know we're hot and heavy in football season and whatnot, but we get an event as iconic as this. It really goes to show a lot about what the administration is doing. About what your athletic department, University of Dubuque, how serious they are towards these programs. And again, wanted to just have you talk on that here. The seriousness of the dedication to baseball is very evident when you go out and do something like this, because as you mentioned, Coach, a lot of logistical things that have to be worked on. This is not a traditional field. There is going to be some differences with that, but again, it just goes to show NICC, University of Dubuque. These are athletic departments that are very serious about this. So if anyone was ever wondering about what the serious level of is for these two programs, baseball is as 100% as they come.
Yeah, for sure. And I can't say enough, about the support from my athletic director and the college in general about getting
Mhm.
all of our teams off the ground and going, and obviously that's no small task. And
Yeah,
so there's been a lot of work that's gone in the last year and a half, to put these things in position to be able to happen. And certainly gracious towards University of Dubuque and Coach Spain for allowing us to have an opportunity to play against them at the Field of Dreams. And like I
yeah.
said, just can't be more thrilled to get out there and let the boys play a little bit and see what we can do.
Yeah, and I mean, certainly with this again being the first year, getting to see them in action. I can't wait to get the jerseys out there. See what NICC baseball is going to look like. And get a taste of it. I mean, really, really cool. I can't wait to see all that. But also, one thing I wanted to get your thoughts on, Coach. Since you've been around the game for so long, you've been at several stops along the way. Obviously, before you got here, but I want to get your take on the city of Dyersville and Field of Dreams, not just the movie site, but all the other things you mentioned, all the tournaments going on, everything. We have a permanent field being constructed over there for major league games and beyond, and hopefully getting games played over there potentially as well. But what does it mean to you to see the town you grew up in, to see the Field of Dreams movie site, to see all of that, to see not just it still be in existence, but be progressive in today's times, be able to be relevant today, and not just, hey, this was where the movie took place, but all the things that they are doing that are bringing more relevancy to not just the site, but the game of baseball in Dyersville. It just seems like everybody is so on top of the game there.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, honestly. I don't know the exact number of youth teams that came through this summer, but I
Mm-hmm.
believe it was in the 500 range, and so that many people coming through a town of just north of 5,000,
Mm-hmm.
amazing, right?
Yeah.
Just for a month ago, they put together an amazing couple evenings with Tim McGraw and Nickelback, and that's in our small town, such big names coming through and performing right in our backyard. It's pretty wild, actually, and obviously Major League Baseball coming back next summer with the Phillies and the Twins, and so getting that back in town, and after they've done some renovations and permanent seating out at the field, and obviously all the youth fields and different things that they're building around that complex as well. And so it could potentially become a premier spot for you're talking some big time events that
Yeah.
potentially will be utilized field. And so it could be a really awesome venue to continue to draw people into. And so, yeah, we're just thrilled that, ourselves in Dubuque, it's not too far away, and something that we can easily, make happen. And hopefully if Field of Dreams is up to it, an annual event that we can continue to improve and get better. And hopefully maybe someday get on the big league field and play over there a little bit too. So that would be the hopeful
Yeah.
goal as we progress in the future, for sure.
And no doubt about that. And wouldn't that be something too? Again, the potential for that with the ownership group that's working with the city and everything. Everybody is really so progressive on this, and it just seems like if you are ever a fan that hasn't been here yet, but hasn't been to the site. I mean, I know, Coach, you would urge that. I certainly urge that as well because I mean, one, it is arguably, and I'm going to ask you this question here later. So, but it is arguably one of my top five movies, baseball movies of all time, let alone movies of all time. And the fact that the heritage is there, everything, it just is a great time to be there. What they've done, they have a restaurant on site. They have the baseballism store, which I got to be careful of myself, Coach. I walk out of there with a couple $100 down the drain because just by walking in there, they have a lot of great stuff. But also in that, again, things have been preserved to the right way. They've got tours going on. Everything is as it should be. I went out there this past Sunday, and you had people from all over. License plates are reading from all over the place. And you mentioned it, a lot of people coming to a town of around 5,000, but I mean, this field means so much more to than just the field to everybody. I know that you've gotten to grown up and see that.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, yeah, it stretches, beyond the game. And for those that have watched the movie, and certainly I have more than a handful of times, um, when you're out there, the movie side is, as you mentioned, preserved in such a way that it still, captures the magic of the movie, and
Hmm.
it's just a neat place. And you mentioned, like, there's people from all over the country, all over the world, that come to this little town in Dyersville just to look at a baseball field and play catch. And so if that, those simple acts, don't speak volumes about, how much the field has impacted and the movie has impacted people, it's pretty special.
Right on. And again, so much to like there. And again, ladies and gentlemen, get out there, get to the event, 3 p.m. You get to tailgate. Bring have a good time. Bring your own stuff. Have a lot of fun there. Again, plenty of things to watch, including a great game that will be take place 9 innings. We're going the full length, and of course, you get to see first round of what NICC baseball will look like. Again, already some events are already some games scrimmages underway here for you, Coach. Though I got to ask, what are your thoughts after the first few? I know it's early. I know there's still a lot of practice, a lot of things going on here, but you got some dudes. I'm gonna be honest. You got some dudes that are ready to rake, that are ready to play baseball at a high level. What's it been like through through practices, early goings here? Well, what have you liked? What you've seen from what is going to be arguably a dynamic group?
Yeah, we've been going at it for about 8 or 9 weeks now, and so we've gotten a really good glimpse of our group and played 4 outside competition scrimmages up to this point. I think our group brings the energy every time out, which is half the battle, right? You got
Yep.
to want to be there, you play, and so that's been a big piece that we've harped on as coaches, and our guys have certainly responded. Bring the energy, bring the juice, enjoy the opportunity to be on the field and go play. And like you said, we have some talent as well. We've been doing some better things offensively as of late. On the mound, we've shown glimpses of being really good. Just need to be a little bit more consistent on the mound. But we've got some dudes that can play. And so I think for some of them, kind of having that confidence that they're ready to go and that they can compete at this level, I think is one of the biggest things. But I can't say enough about our guys. They work their tails off. They're in the weight room, multiple times a week, getting after it and following the strength plan and doing the things they need to do and taking care of business in the classroom as well. And so it's been really fun to see the maturation already in a short
Yep.
amount of time with our guys. And I'm looking forward to how that continues to progress, over the next several weeks for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. And again, can't wait till we get into the season here. I know that's seemingly a long way away here, Coach. Deep dark off season has to go through, and we'll get through it. Right, we'll get there, and we'll make it happen. What as you go through, I got to ask too on the progression side of things here. We get through fall schedule, right? You get the good chance to go through it. I mean, one thing I know that JUCO does really well of, you get tons of practice time. You get tons of time to develop and go there. You constantly, every time I talk to you, talk about development, development, development. And one of the things that one of the things that I see a lot of guys who move on to that next level, get to that next level of college. They really talk about that development piece. You have always, and I don't think I've had a conversation with you one on one where you haven't talked about development. How big has that been for you, just from playing to coaching? Because it does seem like that's one of the big pieces or cornerstones of of just you being a coach.
Yeah, I think it's even, more magnified with this group year one. Just not, we don't have anything in place, right? From very basic stuff like dynamic warm up to our catch play progression to
Mhm.
the daily stuff, what it's all supposed to look like. And so early on in practice, it's a lot of breaking things down and really making sure that we're doing things the right way and being intentional about the stuff that matters. And so yeah, development at any stop in college baseball is the biggest piece, right? It's
Mhm.
taking guys, understanding what their strengths are and trying to build on those, but also finding some of those low hanging fruits and see if we can improve those slightly to improve the overall game. And so
Right.
that development is big at any level of college baseball, whether it's our place or the 4 year level. And so that's been a big sell and a big piece for us as we've progressed, is just continuing to get better every day and finding those things that we need to improve on as a group and hammer those out in practice and continue to take those baby steps. And I've reminded the team, I reminded our coaching staff, this whole thing's a process, right? And it's not all going to happen overnight. And so the intentionality and showing up every day with a willingness to get better and improve, like I said, that's half the battle right there. And so
Yeah.
that's a big, but like I said, our guys have gone about it the right way, and I'm excited to see as you talk to the deep dark off season, which will start here in a couple weeks. That's work happens. So we're gonna have to turn it on even more and make sure we're dialed in for that. But yeah, it won't be long until we're lacing it up for real here in late February and getting going. So the deep dark off season will go hopefully a little fast for all of us involved for sure.
Yeah. Well, hopefully so, because I'm just itching. I want to get out there. I personally want to catch everything that you guys are doing, and certainly it'd be from whatever you guys are doing. I know it's going to be great stuff. So we can't wait to catch up on some games and again see everything that's got going on. But I do got to ask too, uh, getting to a little bit of a serious, not quite serious questions here. I'll be honest here, diving into it. I got to ask here. One, let's take a look since we're at the movie site for Field of Dreams. I got to ask, if you had to give a top 5, if you had or Mount Rushmore of baseball, let's just go baseball movies right now. Or you can expand it depending on how you feel here. Let's go that. What movies would you say? And again, doesn't have to be a particular order. Let's just go a Mount Rushmore. What would be your Mount Rushmore of baseball or sports films?
It's a great question. I'll give you a top 5. I'll make some determinations here.
Okay, I like that. I like the boldness, Coach.
Let's go. Let's go number 1, Field of Dreams, just because we have to, right? It's hometown. It's
Yep, yep.
part of our. So let's go Field of Dreams number 1. A close second would definitely be Moneyball. I've seen
Okay,
that
okay.
movie at least as many times as I've seen Field of Dreams. So Moneyball is definitely number 2. Um, Gosh, I really like Major League. I think Major League could be
Right,
number 3.
right. Okay,
Um, I think one that's really underrated. I'm gonna go Sandlot number 4
okay.
for sure. Thanks for the reminder with the movie poster behind you there.
Gotta have that. I don't know if everyone can see it okay, but got my Sandlot. Yeah.
This could be debatable, but Rookie of the Year is a
Okay.
solid. I really like Henry Rowan Gardner and what he
Hmm.
brings to the table, and so I think I'm gonna go with number 5 with Rookie of the Year. I feel good with that list there.
I like that. I like that, especially. I mean, the leadoff. I don't know. I don't think I can argue with that here, Coach. The leadoff is great. Every one of those, and again, for every movie, and I don't know about you, Coach, but every time that I've asked this, I think, oh man, I got about 2 other movies I could put in there, 2 other things I could do, and it's just one of those where thankfully we live in a world where we have a lot of great baseball, if not just sports movies overall. So again, all right, so great list there. Great list. We can't wait to check on some of the players, what their list may be. But again, I think that list is hard to beat. So, anybody out there, what are your thoughts? What's your Mount Rushmore? Can you give me a top 5? Let us know. Hit us up on the comments below. What do you think about what we talked about so far? But all of that is to say that coming on up, on October 10th. It is going to be a night that a lot of us, I certainly will remember for a long time. The players getting the chance to play on there, and again, these programs making it happen. So check them out, head them over, and Coach. I want to say one, you worked around practice to get here and have this conversation with us. So we can't thank you enough for your dedication to the program, to baseball, everything. It's very evident. So thanks again for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for giving me the platform to chat a little bit about the game. And yeah, we certainly look forward to seeing you at the Field of Dreams on Friday. And if any fans are on the fence about coming, definitely show up and check out some good baseball and have a good time.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Well, again, Coach, unless there's anything else for the good of the cause, I want to say just thanks. Great time. We can't wait to see you. We can't wait to see NICC and University of Dubuque in action. It'll be absolutely something that'll be a blast and a very memorable night. But thanks again for taking the time.
Yep. Thanks for having me on, Andrew. Appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, don't forget Coach Klostermann and Coach Spain, and of course, University of Dubuque, NICC. It's going to be a great time. Get out there, just have some fun, enjoy the field. What better could you do on a Friday night? Check it out today. Also, make sure to check out what we've got going on, and we'll go ahead and give us some preview. Our coverage of the Field of Dreams game will start at 4:30, and then 5 o'clock is first pitch. And then, of course, there's a lot of great things that are in store. I can't give it away right now. You just got to get there. So get there, have some fun with us, and have a lot of and enjoy what will be a fantastic night. And we'll see you there.